So you may have noticed that we are obsessed with visual storytelling here at Hayes Saturday. And why is this? Well, there is a good reason for it, actually. It's because our brains are hardwired for visual and narrative content. So it's like a double whammy. And both of these ways are really powerful ways of communicating who you are. So it totally makes sense when you're creating images for your profile to focus on this kind of visual quality, but also an emotional quality as well to your photos. So what I want to do is just take you through a quick exercise, because you're probably wondering, but how do I do this? Where do I start? So we're going to do a word map, and I'm going to use Giles as an example, but you do it with yourself. So write your name in the middle of the paper. And basically what we're focusing on here is a list of things that you care about, or things that are important to you, things that matter. So with Giles, for example, like one thing that's really important to him is music. He's obsessed. It is his life. So for example, he has his own music podcast, where he interviews musicians, producers and DJs that he's passionate about. He's a drummer and he loves drumming. He is the music editor of an arts magazine. And what else does he do? Oh yeah. And also he loves creating music on like various apps. So like house music and drum and bass and various things. So he sits and creates things on his phone. So yeah, I mean, there's quite a few visual ideas that are coming to me as I'm thinking around that. Other things he's into, he is mad about cooking, really passionate about it. Like he loves experimenting with recipes. Yeah, I mean, he literally spends time thinking about food, buying food, going to specialist food shops, like going into Soho for some, specialist Chinese things. So yeah, he loves food, and he is also into jewelry. He's actually got quite a bold sense of style. So he loves rings. He's got lots of big rings. He's got a very strong sense of style, which I think is very visual. He's kind of he loves being creative. So, I mean, I've mentioned the kind of music side, but he also draws, he sketches and doodles. So there's more to him than, so that's quite creative visual things that can work for photos. And then he's also, he's a very caring, loving person. Family is important to him. He's a father. He loves being a father. A lot of time is spent, chatting to the kids and stuff like that. So that's another huge thing that's important to him. So once you've written down, like when you go through and you're writing things down for you, write down what's important, what's visual, what ideas are coming to mind about what you could create visually. And with Giles, I feel like there's quite a lot of exciting things. We could focus on the style, his doodles, the podcast. It's there's a lot that can be done there. And it's kind of cool, and it will tell his story.